Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you guys again. I hope you're all doing really great. So, I have a story for you all, and maybe you guys can relate to it. One time, when I was really little, like maybe 6 or 7, I was playing with my toys in my room, but then I heard my parents getting upset at my sister out in the living room. And so, being as curious as I was, I went out there to find out what was going on. And so I went and asked, what did she do? And you know what they told me? They told me it was between them and her, and that I need to go play in the other room for now. Maybe you guys have been in a similar situation. Maybe you've been told that by a parent or a babysitter, maybe even a teacher. Maybe they told you to go worry about yourself and they'll deal with this. Well, guess what? You remember Peter, the man that we've been talking about for the last couple of Sundays? He felt this way too. Let me show you. Alright, we're going to read from our Bibles. John 21. Let's find it here. John 21, verses 20 through 23. Okay. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to find it, otherwise you can just listen if you want. Okay, ready? Peter turned and saw the disciple whom Jesus loved following them, the one who also had leaned back against him during the supper and had said, "Lord, who is it that is going to betray you?" When Peter saw him, he said to Jesus, "Lord, what about this man?" Jesus said to him, "If it is my will that he remain until I come, what is that to you? You follow me." So the saying spread about among the brothers that this disciple was not to die. Yet Jesus did not say to him that he was not to die, but, "If it is my will that he remain until I come, what is that to you?" What do you guys think about that? It's kind of confusing, huh? What do you think, or who do you think they're talking about when they say the disciple whom Jesus loved? Do you guys know who that is? Well, I'm going to tell you. It is John. And then, when Peter sees John following them, he asks Jesus, "Who's going to betray you? Is it him?" But what does Jesus say? He says, "If it is my will, what is that to you? You follow me." After this, the saying spread that John was not going to die, even though that's not what Jesus said at all. He said, "If it is my will that he should remain until I come, what is that to you?" Jesus is telling us to be concerned with our own relationship with him and what he wants you to do. When you focus solely on what others are doing and their relationship with God, you've lost focus. We shouldn't compare our relationships with the Lord with other people's relationships with the Lord. I heard somewhere the phrase, "the pace of grace." And do you guys know what that means? That means that God has a bigger plan and that he is using different people in different ways. He is working and calling everyone in different ways based off of the different gifts that he has given them and how he can use them to serve him best. So it may look different for everyone, but when we compare where we are and what we're doing to what others are doing, we can get really discouraged and forget what awesome gifts and talents God gave you. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't care about others, because we should. We should care about others. Jesus tells us that throughout his entire time on earth. Let me find an example for you. Let's look at John 13:34 through 35. It says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. And you are also to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." It is important to remember the words that Jesus said in John 21, when he said, "If it is my will." Jesus says it here, but doesn't it sound a little familiar to you guys? Can you think of anywhere else you would have heard that? I know. We say it when we recite the Lord's Prayer. We should always pray that his will be done. He uses different people in different ways that highlights their gifts, and everyone ministers to different people. Not everyone knows the same people. So what do you guys think about that? I know it's easy for me to just sit here and say these things, but guess what? They apply directly to you, right where you are right now. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Don't let anyone think less of you because you are young. Be an example to all believers in what you say, in the way you live, in your love, your faith, and your purity." You guys may not see it, but God has gifted you with lots of talents. Maybe some of you are really good at singing. Maybe some of you really enjoy sports. Maybe some of you enjoy just talking to other people. That's a gift in itself. There are millions of different ways that we are gifted and that we can serve and love others. I hope you guys feel encouraged to share God's love with others. I'm so happy you guys came to watch Sunday School today. I'll see you next week.